Thanks. Yeah, actually, talking to ministers is the fun part, really. Whenever this stuff gets near ministers, they love it. They say, for goodness sake, just go and get on with it. But it's quite difficult to get in front of ministers sometimes because there's an awful lot of inertia in the system, not just in our department, but Treasury have got a say in it and so on. So there's no substitute really for everybody in this room really understanding why ministers like this programme, the Community Housing Fund, and reminding them every time they change why it's a good idea. So I don't know if anybody's not heard of the Community Housing Fund, so very briefly, loads of money for various purposes, largely unspecified, to get more community-led housing built. So there's outside London, there's Homes England, and inside London we've got GLA delivering several tens of millions, capital grant, revenue grant, and a programme of support and training being delivered by a consortium of the major stakeholder groups. So very briefly, why do we like community-led housing? Well, let's not forget, firstly, all the stuff that Anna said is absolutely true. All this stuff about community cohesion, quality of design is absolutely true, and that's valuable and that shouldn't be overlooked. There's also the question of diversifying the housing market, making it more resilient to downturns and so on. But we should never forget that the most important reason why this money has been made available to you is because it will deliver housing that other sectors cannot reach. And we mustn't forget that we're not doing this because there's all those, we are doing this because of those social reasons and all the benefits, but principally it's because it will deliver more housing. So the key word is additionality. So additionality through higher density that you get through community-led as opposed to a speculative development, and additionality because you'll build on sites and convert buildings and refurbish buildings which speculative builders won't touch. So never forget the importance of demonstrating to ministers and politicians that this housing is additional and this sector delivers housing that other sectors cannot reach. So what are the objectives of the fund? Well, principally the objective is to deliver more housing. We need to, with the money we've got, we need to deliver several thousand units, and I'm not going to go into the mathematics of it. But Homes England and the GLA need to bear in mind that they need to actually deliver housing, and they will do this, so they have to balance their priorities between capital funding and the revenue funding, and that's their job to do that. But really, I think that the objective of this is to, at the end of this programme, is to help move. Charlie's holding up a number 2. I'm glad this isn't Strictly Come Dancing. So I'll just crack on. It needs to be made a realistic option for ordinary people. This must not continue to be a niche thing, right, for special people. There are lots of very remarkable people out there. This needs to be like other sensible countries in Germany and Northern Europe and America. This just needs to be made an option for ordinary people, which means we need to not just hand out large sums of money and allow the sector to lumber and lurch from grant programme to grant programme. We need, and the government needs, to establish some permanent institutions to bring about a permanent change in the whole sector. So this is institutions such as the Enabler Network, which is being developed now with a small grant from us. That needs to be made permanent and self-financing. Financially, my score is going down by the minute. I now got a 1. Financial institutions, so we need to get persuade banks and so on that this is okay. You can invest in this stuff, and we need to help make the whole sector much more financially self-sustaining. So we're talking about loans rather than grants insofar as we can. So I'm going to have to call a stop to it there. Most important thing actually at the moment is to spend the money, because if you don't spend it, it'll get taken away. If you do spend it, you might get some more, right? Particularly if you build some houses in the process.